Alright, so BuzzFeed Yellow has released a video called, 36 Questions Women Have for Men. I happen to be a man, so I'm gonna answer these fucking questions. Let's get started.
How does it feel to be the same sex as Donald Trump?
I don't know. How does it feel to ask the most cringy question in all of existence?
Why do you hate rom-coms? Or do you just feel like you need to hate them?
I don't inherently hate romantic comedies. I mean, I liked When Harry Met Sally, I liked Groundhog Day, I liked Roxanne. There are good examples of the genre. By the way, my dad, who was a fucking misogynist from hell, who often told me if women didn't have pussies, we'd fucking hunt them for sport. You know what his favorite genre was? Romantic comedies. He loved that mindless fucking shit. Sentimental fucking drivel. You know the reason I don't generally like romantic comedies? Because they're not interesting. They don't have good characters. They don't have subversive themes. They don't really say anything profound. But, I can forgive all that if they at least had some of the cheap thrills that I do like. Mostly tits, ass, and violence. But they don't tend to have that either. So why the fuck would I watch them?
Everybody likes The Notebook. Everybody likes Beyonce. It's just a fact.
No, I've never seen The Notebook, but I'm about 99% sure that I would revile it. As for Beyonce, I like her tits, I like her ass. As a musician, performer, whatever, I don't like her. Sorry. Her lyrics are insipid fucking pap. And she doesn't even write her own music or anything. You look at one of a Beyonce song, there's fucking 19 people credited as writing the music. And then you listen to the music and it's some generic oons type shit. Some crazy boom. Does that really take 19 fucking people to write? No.
Why do you make women sit around and talk about men in movies
When y'all easily just sit around and talk about boobs for hours?
You're asking me why I make women talk about men in movies? What? I mean, you're aware that only a small fraction of people on this earth are involved in the art of filmmaking, right? And by the way, the movies that most involve a bunch of girls sitting around talking about men, romantic comedies, the very genre you just admonished me for not liking. The fuck? And as for this idea that we talk about boobs for hours, that never happened. What? About the longest conversation about tits is like, damn, that bitch got nice titties. That's about it. Yeah, she do. The only way that a conversation about tits lasts any longer than that is if you got that asshole in your group that's like, them titties is fake. And then you have to have a fucking argument for fucking 5 to 10 minutes. But even then, it's not hours.
Why do you automatically assume that you won't like TV or movies that star a female lead?
Why?
Well, let's see, I like Star Trek Voyager. It's not my favorite of the Star Trek franchise, but female protagonist, female captain. I just watched the first episode of Jessica Jones the other night. I thought it was good. One of my favorite shows growing up was Daria. I don't give a fuck if there's a female lead in a show. Why the fuck would I? I only care about if the show is good or not.
Are you surprised when women are funny?
I'm probably funnier than you.
Ha! No! You're actually not. Women are not as funny as men, generally speaking. Christopher Hitchens actually broke this down, but you guys are still attacking his fucking corpse over it. So maybe I shouldn't go any further.
Why do you think that we're obsessed with you when we hook up?
9 times out of 10, I just want you to leave too. I'm busy. I got shit to do.
Well, I'm a fat neckbeard, so I don't really hook up too often with people. The people I've had sex with in my life have generally been people I'm already in a relationship with.
Why can't I sleep with as many people as I want to without being judged? When men do it, they're congratulated.
No one can do anything without being judged. I get judged for the length of my hair, or my weight, or my opinions, or my fashion sense, or lack thereof. I mean, what kind of world, you really think you're just going to be free from judgment and the only reason you're being judged is because you're a woman? I mean, frankly, as far as I'm concerned, I don't give a shit how many cocks you suck per hour. You can sit there and have a fucking cockathon, just one cock after the next. Just tell the men to form a line and fucking bang you one after the another. I don't give a shit. After the nother. That's not a word. Nother is not a word.
Why do you consider a woman a tease if she doesn't sleep with you after 3 dates, but a slut if she sleeps with you on the first date?
Because she's obviously supposed to sleep with me on the second date. That's the right answer, ladies.
In what world does no mean yes?
No means no.
Do I want to be watching this video right now? Yeah. And by yeah, I mean no.
Why do you say that women are too emotional to be leaders?
Then justify catcalling by saying men just can't control themselves.
I've never justified catcalling, nor have I ever said that women are too emotional to be leaders. In fact, if it comes to Hillary Clinton, I think that bitch is too emotionless to be a leader. She's a sociopathic cyborg who will tell you what you want to hear.
Why do you think that just because you're nice to me, I owe you my body?
Why?
First of all, I would never, ever be nice to you. But even if I were, I wouldn't expect your body in return. Just your pussy or your ass. That's all I need. That was a joke. I know you guys don't get those. I'm just letting you know. Joke.
Why would you ever send an unsolicited dick pic?
I wouldn't. My dick is too small. They would just laugh. Before I send a dick pic to anyone, I have to give them like a giant speech preparing them. Like, prepare for the TJ penis experience. All right, you're about to see my dick. There are several things you need to know before you see it. Yeah, so I'm not just sending unsolicited dick pics wantonly. It's banana videos that I'm just giving away.
Why do you feel like it's okay to harass women or make offensive comments about women, but when somebody does it to your sister, it's not okay?
People can insult my sister all they want. She's an adult. She can handle her own bullshit.
How does it feel to interrupt me when I'm in the middle?
It's because you're an idiot and your point is probably not very good, but it's not because you're a woman though, all right? Listen, it's not because you're a woman. It's because you're black. Joke! It was another joke, right? Look, the reason that men interrupt each other all the time, because most men are self-absorbed assholes who would much rather listen to themselves than someone else.
Why do you have to sit with your legs so wide open?
I get that you have balls, but I don't stand around with my arms wide open to make room for my boobs.
All right, well, I have boobs, and I have balls, big pendulous dangling ones too. And I can tell you, from experience, that they're different. It's not the same thing, because first of all, when you close your arms are at your side. They're not even touching your fucking boobs, maybe like glancing the side a little bit. When you close your legs all the way, your balls are crushed in between them like a fucking vice. It's not the same thing, you fucking morons.
Why are women perceived as the weaker sex, even though we literally birth you, like watermelons through like this?
Why
Because men are generally physically stronger.
is it so bad to show your emotions?
It means you're human.
Plenty of men do show emotion. Plenty of women don't show emotion. It's an individual thing. Why can't people just show the level of emotion that they're comfortable with sharing? What's wrong with that?
Why are you always trying to prove your masculinity to me?
I ain't trying to prove shit to you, bitch! Wanna fight?
Why the isn't it ladylike to cuss? When did words get genders?
You know, that point might have been a little stronger if you hadn't bleeped out the profanity. I mean, the whole point is, why can't women curse just like men can? But then you bleep out the woman cursing. It doesn't make much sense. I have no problem with women cussing, by the way.
Why is it your first instinct to doubt women who have been sexually violated or raped?
It's not my first instinct to doubt them. It's just not my first instinct to automatically believe them. Because our justice system in this country, and any justice system that could possibly be valid, does not presume guilt. It presumes fucking innocence. Innocent until proven guilty. An accusation is not proof.
Why do you assume a woman's angry because she's on her period?
Because women get angry on their periods.
Why do you think women that wear makeup are false advertising? We can say the same thing about your dick size.
No, you can't, because my penis is small, and I admit that it's small. I've never gone out with a sock stuffed in my underwear, so everyone thinks I got this big hung bulge. I mean, what would be the point of that? If a girl sees the big bulge in my pants, it's like, yeah, let's fuck, because I see you got a lot to work with, and then I pull out my real dick, she's gonna be like, whoa, false advertising.
Why isn't it weird that there's a bunch of old white men sitting in a room making legislation about what I can and can't do with my body?
You know what's even weirder than that? It's so weird that women make up 50% of the population, therefore 50% of the voters, and yet they can't seem to elect anything but crusty old white men. And then they complain about it. These crusty old white men making all my decisions for me. Well, we gave you the right to vote like 100 fucking years ago. Do something about it.
Do you have a coochie?
Do I have a coochie? No. No, I do not.
Why are straight guys so obsessed with lesbians?
Because they find the idea of two women having sex with each other to be erotically stimulating. I don't share this fetish, but plenty of guys do have it. What's the problem with it? What's wrong with what they jerk off to in their own fucking privacy of their homes? Or if they can get two chicks to go at it while they watch, that's those girls' decision. What the fuck does it matter? What do you care? Let them fap to what they want to fap to, you fucking uptight bitch.
How does it feel to get kicked in the balls?
It hurts.
Do you ever get tired of trying to be manly all the time?
No, because I don't give a shit about manliness. I just try to be myself.
Why are you so afraid of gender equality?
I'm not.
Why do I deserve to be paid less than you?
In what world does 77 cents equal $1?
In what world does 68 cents equal $1?
How is that fair?
It's fair because the way that you arrived at that figure is complete horseshit. They took the average salary of all men and the average salary of all women and stacked them up against each other and said, look, women don't make as much as men. Women make 77 cents on the dollar. Well, that's not an honest way of coming to that statistical realization, all right? Because it doesn't account for any other variables. It doesn't account for the differences in work behavior between men and women at all.
Why are you intimidated by a woman who makes more money than you? That's awesome. More money.
No. Anyone who makes more money than me, man or woman, can go fuck themselves.
Why are opinionated women seen as bitches?
When opinionated men are seen as bosses.
Well, why are opinionated men seen as assholes? Yeah, that's right, assholes, not bosses. Assholes. Maybe an opinionated guy is considered a boss if he actually is, the boss. But if he's just some opinionated jackass sitting on his fucking lazy boy being like, them damn queers, like, no one's like, that's my boss. Unless that actually is their boss. Yeah, that's Mike. He's my manager at Subway. He got some real crazy views about a hollow earth.
Why aren't you speaking up when you hear your male friends behind closed doors make jokes that are offensive to women?
Well, let's see, because I'm not a woman, and I'm not easily offended, and I don't want to be the joke police. I have no interest in going around policing what sort of jokes people can tell. Hey, did you guys just tell an offensive joke? Yeah, I'm gonna get invited back. Those guys are gonna want to hang out again.
Why are you so afraid of recognizing your own privilege? Doesn't mean you're a bad person. Just recognize it and do something about it.
Yeah, man. When you're an overweight neckbeard, loudmouth, obnoxious asshole, the sky's the limit. Any dream is possible. Thank you, privilege. Alright, so that was this video. Their video's terrible. My video that you just watched is awesome. You should give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'm the Amazing Atheist. Peace.